Hold on. Okay, it's live. So let's do the 30-second tick. Woo! Music and all. We are live. It is the Superstars podcast. We are back in action, and I am back with a friendly face, a friend to all of you, Gianna Furia from Gianna Sells Jersey. What up, dog?
What's up?
How are you? You like my new music? You like this new setup?
I love it. A lot
Dude,
of energy.
It's so dope, right?
Yeah.
I'm bringing it heavy. It doesn't let me fade it though. That's the part that upsets me.
Like to have it skate out.
Yeah. I'm going to work on it though. We are going to get better and better because this is now self-produced. So, yeah, watch out everyone. But anyway, dude, it's been forever.
I know. We haven't been on live in a while.
I know. I feel like we're back in our happy place though, right?
Yeah, because the summer's almost over. That's why.
Yeah, it's time to grind, baby. It's time to grind. How's your summer going?
It's good. It's really good.
What have you been doing?
Working.
Working it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What's hot in real estate for you now? What's your listing situation look like? What areas you've been farming? All that jazz.
All over.
Yeah.
No, I just have one under contract in Runnymede right now. I have something else in Lumberton that's going live today.
Nice.
I got a couple other ones coming up next. But I've been hitting all different areas everywhere, really. Circle calling wherever I sell, and then just hitting anywhere that pretty much like starts answering for me.
we should dive into that. So I will say you are absolutely a killer on the phones. Like absolute stone cold killer. We literally do a session, not as much as we should, but we probably do at least once a month. We're gonna hopefully do more. You always get a worm on the hook every time.
I know. Well, so like I feel out the areas. Like when we were calling yesterday, like when those two areas, the first two we were calling, the lists were terrible. No one was picking up. It was all voicemails. As soon as we got one where they just started answering, it was like, all right, let's hit it. Let's go. And then that's it. Once they start answering, then you're in the vibe.
Yeah. So
we got 3 listing appointments yesterday.
I know it's pretty, and I'm not going to lie. You got all 3, right?
Yeah, I did.
So like I would get on these calls and it would be 2 seconds in and they would just sense that I suck. And they're like, you know what? Bam, bang, boom.
No, but you were letting them off the phone. You let them hang up. I don't let them hang up.
Yeah, that's the key. So how do you do that? What's like, tell me about that. Give people the rundown on that strategy.
So when you're on a cold call or any type of call, right, and you're trying to do a sale or a setup, which I don't really try to sell them. I kind of pitch them information, but it takes a couple no's before you get your yes, right? So when they start to give the no's, you don't want to be silent when they give a no or have nothing to say back because then they're going to hang up.
Right.
When they give you that no, if you follow it up with anything else, just the first thing that comes to your mind, well, what about blah, 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 blah? They will start answering and you keep control of the conversation. You have to stay in control of the conversation. So as long as like, if they tell me, no, we don't want to, we're not looking to sell. No, we don't want to talk. Well, why? What's your no? Like, why do you have that no? Get them to dig deeper. Typically I can like combat a couple of their reasons of why. The only one I can't, there's a few that they'll give me and they're like if their mom lives next door, like they have their whole family on the block, that's a hard one. Like nobody wants to move if you move your whole family on your street, you know what I mean? So that's like their lifetime, like they hooked it up. But most of them, you'll be able to think of something around it.
Yeah. Even if they're like, I noticed even if they were like, screw you, man, buzz off, you could still get them to be like, I'll take, and the buzz number yesterday was 500. I'll take 500. I'll take 500.
They always say, if you can get me someone for 500,000, I'll sell it. You get 500,000. It's always, I look at you every time they would say, well, what's your number? 500,000.
And if you can get close, you'll go pay them a visit, right?
Yes, and some of them don't even realize that their houses are sometimes worth more than that.
Yeah, seriously.
Like the one lady yesterday, she was thinking about 350, and her neighborhood goes 425 to 450.
Exactly. So that's what we call a dead ringer.
Yeah.
That's like you ring the bell.
And before I even pulled up the house, I was like, only 350. I know this area. Because that's another thing. I make sure I know the areas I'm calling. Yeah. I don't just pick random. And if I do, I dive into well, what's it usually around there? Everything. What are the typical sales prices right now? How quicker the house is moving over there. Because you want to have information to get too.
That brings up another good point though, which is everyone wants to be the expert everywhere, right? And it's not good for business, because if you don't really know it that well, you can fall flat on your face, right?
Oh, 100%. And when you're on the phone with someone, if you don't know your statistics or you don't have any background to give them, you're kind of going to just be shut down, because they're going to know more than you, and you're going to look stupid, and they're going to hang up, and they're going to curse you out, and they're going to tell you you're an idiot, and they're going to tell you that cousin Bob from Alabama is selling their house. He works 1 hour a week, and he's going to get the sale. Not even licensed here, and that's what they're going to tell you. You're going to be like, huh? and at that point, cousin Bob from Alabama might be worth better than you, because you didn't know anything.
I got to ask you an honest question, right? How well did growing up in South Philadelphia prepare you for this line of work? Because I feel like you're just built to deal with characters.
So I'll it's not growing up in South Philadelphia. It's growing up with Joseph Furia, the mayor of South Philadelphia. and all the Furia side of my family. And then even my mom, right? My mom, made friends with every neighbor in the street. My dad would go get groceries for the older people. That's just who they were. They networked without needing to network. You know what I'm saying? We network, we call it networking. That's what they were essentially doing. My dad was on every board for the field, for this, for that. It was just a part of community, right? So we were raised to be a part of a community. We were raised to really respect our neighbors and our elders and the people around us, and give them the time of day to talk to somebody and just have a conversation. And that's all everything is. It comes down to have a conversation with people, hear them out. It doesn't have to be about you. Hear what other people are going through, what's going on with them.
But adaptability is your strong suit, I think.
I can.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that.
But you're cool, people. People do go nuts. You dealt with a contentious. I mean, we could talk about it now. You dealt with a super contentious situation at the table last month. Remember?
Where the guy tried to jump over the
Oh my God! Shout out to Jimmy Butts if he's watching this. Thanks for saving Gianna's life. We appreciate it.
Jimmy was there late.
Wait. So what happened? Give everyone the rundown. This is a good story.
Oh no, I can't go into
it. Why?
Because there's too
many.
You
don't have to tell the address.
I can't.
Oh, come on.
Basically, I had a very. It was a tough situation. It was a really rough divorce situation. But one of the people was not, on the up and up and doing the right things, and just tried to question everything after he already signed everything while we're sitting there for no reason. And I will say Lou Forrester and his team at National Title had my back. They were great over there. They really did, because
they literally had your back though.
Yeah, he was very angry, and for no reason. He knew everything. He signed everything himself. He was walked through everything. He was okay with everything. He was actually excited about everything. But you never know, when you're in situations like that where people are going through a divorce, or just having rough life situations, people could turn on any time. You have to be there to be able to handle it.
People are a little nuts.
Yeah. Some people are. I'm a little nuts, so. Just a little. If what? We'll say.
So I'm just curious. So first and foremost, give everyone a rundown. What are you seeing today with the market?
It's crazy. It depends on the house.
What are you seeing?
So, 30,000, 40,000 over asking, and then that was before the interest rate even dropped this past week.
Yeah.
So it depends on the house, one, right?
Yeah.
And then it depends on the area or neighborhood, always.
Yeah.
So if you're in like a neighborhood that's selling hot, you see it. You see the houses start going up all down the streets. All of a sudden, the prices are like 50,000 over what they were a couple months prior, and it's insane. Like in Camden County, Runamede's really hot right now. Glendora, there's not much on the market in Belmar at all, but that was really hot. Blackwood's hot. Anywhere that you're within 10 minutes from the city, you're 10 to 15 minutes from the city, hot neighborhood typically. Typically, because a lot of people are coming down from New York and North Jersey still. And a lot of them have remote positions now, so they could sell homes for almost $1 million. That's smaller than the house they're buying down here for $350,000, $400,000, and put a ton of money back in their pocket and work remote for New York and still have the city life of Philadelphia.
Yeah. So New Yorkers are actually moving from New York to Philadelphia. That's a big deal.
Because it's cheaper. Their taxes, though, like even, and it's crazy to say that because we're in New Jersey, right? And everybody's always like, oh, New Jersey taxes. We're South Jersey, though. If you go up North Jersey, like an 1,100 square foot house up there could have $20,000 in taxes. It really depends where you're at. Like, so they sell houses that are that
well, it also depends. Certain South Jersey neighborhoods are that bad too, but
there's certain ones are, but a lot of them, they're not. There's only like
that
a couple
bad
here that are that bad.
Yeah. They're not that, but it's interesting though because
the size of those homes in those areas are massive. Like we're talking, they level it out sometimes. They sell an 1,100 square foot home, they get a 1,500 or 1,600 square foot, and they're dropping 10 to 15,000 in taxes.
All to do what? To get a New York accent? All to do what? To get no. I'm not hating on New York, but come on, for what? Come on.
I don't know. They love
everyone's
New York,
a Wall Street trader. Come on, everyone's a Wall Street trader.
It's good for our sellers.
Where are they going? Where are most people that are selling now? So like it's always cyclical in life, right? So you're seeing like the older peeps that have been in South Jersey for 30, 40 years bouncing. Where are they going? Down the shore?
All their equity in their pocket. A lot of them don't have mortgages on their homes or things like that. They're selling. They're going to the shore. Some are going to Florida. Some Texas. I've seen some Tennessee. They're just really like retiring, like selling out, selling whatever they have left, and moving away.
Yeah.
A lot are going to the shore though. A lot of them getting.
A lot of them are going to the shore, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't think the shore was ever really built for like year round. Do you think it was like built for year round living? I never really.
Some people do. I know a lot of people who live down there year round.
No, but I'm saying like even more so with our parents' generation, it never was like that. I think it's huge now,
Yeah, it kind of is, but I think it's only for like the older generations, just like the retirement area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's there. So then they don't have to pay taxes on 2 properties or anything else. You know what I mean? Like it really is to each their own. But that's a lot. And then another thing that we're seeing a lot, well, at least I am, is some of the older generation is not downsizing, but upsizing so that they have room for their children's families because a lot of people their loans.
Well, that's something you should be familiar with.
Yeah, they're selling these houses with equity in them because they need to buy something bigger because their son and his wife or this one can't afford to buy a property for themselves or their kids. Or
Dude, isn't that messed up? Like, isn't that messed up though? I just like that's probably one of the most like you're in this business and we're in this business to make a living and we love it, right? But it's so hard to fathom that people our age, or I might even be an older generation than you at this point, but like the fact that people can't wait, let me put it on screen. Let me see if it goes. Watch this. Show. Yo. What was I gonna say? It's crazy to me. I posted something this week about how teachers can't afford homes.
I
Dude, that
know.
is messed up.
And it is really messed up because think about it. Without teachers, our kids have no education.
It's
Like, and without an
crazy.
education, how are they going to be able to afford homes or do anything? You know what I mean? Everyone, send your kids to electrical school. Make them electricians and
Yo, this is
plumbers.
crazy.
It's true though because it's like a lot of your like needed like most not saying all jobs aren't needed but like teachers are really needed like we gotta like like
Crazy.
like it sucks. It sucks. Like I've seen a lot of teachers have to work second positions and like a lot of them are bartenders at night or different places because they can't afford
What world do we live in that a teacher needs a side hustle?
a
That's
lot of them.
crazy.
Yeah, it's gotten bad. It's gotten insane.
It's absolutely bonkers. It really is. Like the one thing I know is like we're super precise and good at what we do, and people sometimes don't even understand. If you make a call to us today, we could literally have you in a new home in what 20 days, 21 days. Like it's like some stupid quick thing, and
Yeah,
I
we've done it
almost
faster. I think
and
for Morgan and Tommy, we had them in their house in like 2 weeks.
it's just like it's insane because like when you think about how quickly the process can go, I don't think people spend enough time prepping. Do you?
What do you mean by prepping?
Like mentally understanding what they have to do to get ready to buy.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. And that's another issue like with how fast like it depends on who you work with too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If they're going to like get you ready. Like I
yeah,
try to prepare all my clients. I try to prepare everybody to understand like what the process is going to be like, what they're going to need,
yeah,
what they're going to see out there, which areas they should really target based on their budget because you
yeah.
don't want to be house poor either, like I see
No.
some of these people who buy brand new flips just because it looks glitzy and beautiful and then it's falling apart in like a month or two. And
Yeah,
now they can't afford to have a bathroom and pay their mortgage. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And because they went so tight to where they could pay that if one thing breaks, they're belly up. And
yeah.
there's not a lot of agents that look over that. There's quite a few that do that are very thorough and everything. And there's not a lot there's not enough that do.
And that's scary, right? So you just
Yeah.
segued into like one of the most important topics. And I wanted to bring this up with you. You're the first person I'm going to talk to about this whole new NAR hoo-ha, right? This NAR stuff. But choosing, and it sounds cliche, but if you choose the wrong people, how effed you can really be, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
how really, really messed up you can be. And it's amazing to me how once people reach a certain level of success, how they'll actually get lazier in our business, which I think is absolutely absurd, in my opinion. So I am going to call people. If you can't pick up a phone call, right? I'm sorry. This is my pet peeve, Gianna. I know how busy agents are. And I know they're like, don't call, right? Give me a break. Like, give me a break. You're still selling
No.
real estate. Come on.
And even if you don't, just shoot a text with a time that is better for you. Like, we're not
Come
saying you have
on.
to be
You
available
can't
24
pick up
7.
a
There's plenty of
freaking
times.
call.
Well, that's my thing. Like, there's plenty of times someone calls me, I shoot them a text right away. Like, hey, I apologize. I'm with the client right now. You can give me a call back at this time, or I'll give you a call back at this time. Like, you know what I mean? Because we're not expecting people to be available 24/7, but it's just having the common courtesy to talk to each other. I think
But
everybody's so afraid to talk to each other these days. Like, they're
why?
so afraid to like actually just speak to each other. Like,
It's
anytime
weird,
I get an
right?
agent on the phone, I know I can get my buyers on their contract on their house.
Yeah.
I know I can because like
But but yeah,
I
but
know.
but do you hear what you're saying? You're saying if I can get an agent on the phone. What the
Yes. And it's horrible because we should be working together. You know what I mean? Like I was talking to
yeah.
Maya, I think about this week, my phone's like because I'm like when we talk, like we negotiate, we work for each of our parties, right? Like if I have
Yeah.
buyers, got sellers, whatever it is, but we come together and like we make it work so that both sides are, in a good position and able to have like, get the house sold, whatever it's needed to be, while still representing our own clients. But that's what part of like being an agent is. That's why you hire an
Yes.
agent, right? So that they can negotiate for you, they can fight for
Absolutely.
you, they can think of outside the box ways to get you in somewhere without draining your pockets or like putting you on like,
So
making you have to get
let's
rid
do
of your
a
car. everything
Well,
else.
let's do a basic analogy, right? You're getting a divorce. Okay, you're getting a divorce. No, you're not married yet, but not you specifically, but you're getting a divorce, right? You're gonna look for the best, or forget divorce, okay? You're getting into a lawsuit, right? And you're gonna sue somebody for $30,000 of whatever, I don't know, bad contractor work, the what you would call it, medical blah blah blah, whatever the hell. I can't think of the jargon.
Medical
You're gonna hire the best person to get into the ring for you, right?
Yes.
Right. So financially, you're gonna go buy a $500,000 house and do it without the best representation. And then the better part is now they're trying to talk about them not paying realtors with this NAR bull crap.
Yeah, but see, that's also misinformation. Like,
well, tell me about it. That's what I want to know. I want to know because the media is, in my opinion, is BSing it.
We're not allowed to put it on the MLS, and that's all. But that's look, if you don't offer something, it's proven that, like, it could sit longer and you'll wind up with less. They got to go off the net, what you're netting. It really always comes down to what you're netting, and your agent should be showing you what you're going to net. You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. But like everyone, like certain things have tried to commoditize the value of a real estate agent, right? Like even Zillow and all this other stuff. And that's my whole point behind this comment. A real estate agent, a good real estate agent, is like hiring a prize fighter. It's like hiring the best possible attorney, people that know it so well, that negotiate for a living, that represent every aspect of you in the best possible way. This is the most expensive thing you're going to buy, right?
Yes.
How can you undervalue that?
Well, and I don't think it's undervalued. I think a lot of it is due to the misinformation, we're not educated on it, right? So a lot of the people that I deal with on the daily, I deal with your blue collar people, right? So no one has ever taught them about these types of things. There's nowhere in school that they teach you how it should be, what you should be looking through, what anything. So a lot of people, some people go in front of them and are really good bullshitters, and that's just what it is. And they can make themselves seem like they are worth the value, right? Like they are as high as it is. And it's sad, but it comes down to, like, that's what that is. But a lot, it's the education is missing on it, and then the media does not help it because they put out a lot of misinformation, and it depends.
You know what? You are 100% right.
What you're gonna get, and that's the sad part of it is, like, they don't teach you in school your credit, they don't teach you how to do your taxes, they don't teach you about how to buy an investment or a home, or what that you need to pull Oprah requests. I had a conversation with someone not too long ago. They were told their roof was brand new. Well, if the roof was brand new, was there a permit opened? Like, did you see anything? Because they didn't pass any paperwork. Roof was 37 years old and had to be replaced a month after they moved in and was leaking everywhere. Like, things like that happen, like, constantly. And it's just, they didn't know that that's something you can even do, because your agent should tell you that. That should be like, your agent should be like, hey, we're going to pull that, or just do it. Should just be pulling it. Like, if you're not pulling Oprah, I don't know what you're doing. But, like, that's just because you're going to have to sell somebody a house where, like, 8 permits could be open on a township that doesn't do a certificate of occupancy. Like, it's like it's pretty rough. And people, and
but it's wild to me, in my opinion, how a real estate agent to me is critical, so critical to the entire flow of real estate, period. Right.
Well, that's why when I do, like, an appointment, I explain to them what I'm gonna do for them, how I'm gonna do the process. I'm not sitting there like I'm the greatest and I'm the best and I kill everybody. I'm not one of them. I'm actually gonna give you real information, and that's what people should be looking for, is, like, real information. Like, don't let the sweet talkers sweet talk your head. I mean, I'm the worst. I'm not even. I get sold by everybody, so.
You sell yourself out of the deal.
Sometimes in real life, they'll be talking to me about a TV, and I'm like, oh, I really need this. And then I'll buy it, I'll bring it back in 2 days. I'm like, this is trash. I've done that. I brought an 85-inch Sony into the house. I hated it. Made him carry it out. He wanted to kill me.
Oh my God.
But
no, I'm not trying to, like, kill this point. It kind of irks my soul that and I'm saying undervalued because it's kind of making me a little bit upset for multiple reasons. Obviously, realtors are a huge part of what I do, and I have a ton of respect and really deep relationships with these people. But good realtors, which I like to think I work with the best and are really good realtors, they are in a league of their own, and they are critical to the largest purchase and sale of your largest asset in your life?
Well, it goes down to what questions you should be asking. So when you sit
No,
there
but
with someone,
my point is, Gianna.
but
No,
listen, what
yeah,
I'm saying is
yeah,
these people need to ask the right questions, right? Because
yeah,
of the miseducation. So don't ask, well, what are you gonna do for me? If they're like, I'm gonna get you a lot of money. Next, that's not the best. Like that's great. So could everybody else. But how?
yeah,
Why? What are you doing? I'm gonna make you feel comfortable. I'm gonna walk you through. I'm gonna make sure you understand what's going on. I'm gonna
yeah,
explain the process to you. Here's the
yeah,
steps we go through. Here's what you're going to net if we get
yeah,
it at this sales price. Here's how much you'd have to put out for a certificate of occupancy. Here's the
right,
rules for the certificate of occupancy. I'm gonna answer my phone for people. I'm gonna answer my phone for you. Here's my hours. Like, you know what I mean? Everything. Like, if you have hours, like, they're gonna outline. A good agent is gonna sit there and outline everything for you of what they're gonna do. They're not just gonna sit there and be like, well, I'm the best, so I'm gonna get you a ton of money because that's what I
yeah,
said.
yeah.
That's not a good answer because
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, but
houses
here's the
sell.
other, but Gianna, okay, I'm going to ask you an honest question. I want you to be brutally honest with me, okay? Everything you just said is a body of knowledge, right? It's
Yes.
something that takes experience, it takes professionalism, it takes a lot of things. How many agents, statistically, you don't have to give me an accurate number, in your opinion, possess those kind of skills? And that's not hating
I
on
think a lot.
anybody.
I
Yeah?
think a lot do. I think
Yeah?
a lot do.
Okay.
I think there's always in any profession going to be a few that, like, fall short and everything else. But I think there are
Yeah.
a lot that do.
Yeah.
Because we're also in a very, like, a nice sized state, right? So, like, per
Yeah.
area, like, there's gonna be better things. Just like we were saying, like, if I was to, have somebody call me about Red Bank, New Jersey, I'm not gonna know anything there. Like, it
Right.
wouldn't be right
Right.
for me to take that and just push it
Right.
just to get the sale. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of very honest.
Well, I
There's a
don't know if
lot of
that's
people
me or
in the
freezing. Are
industry.
you freezing
Just
or
like
am
there's
I
a lot of
freezing?
mortgage lenders.
Oh my God. It's like underwear. It's like
I feel like there's.
underwear.
I feel like every day I have another message from one.
You would not have to, if you took every lunch, you wouldn't have to have lunch or dinner for
I
years.
couldn't do it. I would be miserable. I couldn't do it. I can't. I'm not like one of those fake it till you make it type people. Like, I can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, like, and have a small. I'm not a small talk person. Like, I'm like, get to the point. What do you want? Like, I don't want your lunch. Like, I'm not wasting your money. You know what I mean? Like,
But you
I
know
can't
what?
do that
Well,
to people.
but I will say, did you ever go on a date when you were a certain age just for, the fun part of the date? I don't know.
I don't think so. No, I'm not
No?
that type of person.
All
I'm
right, I
not
didn't
like
know.
that.
All right.
I never would,
More
because
power
I'm
to
very
you.
like, I don't really care. I take myself. I'm that kind of person.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'm
feel
not
you
going
on
on
that.
a date with someone just to go somewhere. I've always been like, nah, I'll do it myself.
All right.
Like, that's who
All
I
right.
am.
I give you respect for that. That's a good
But,
thing.
and I can
That's a
thank my
good thing.
mother for that because she instilled that in me and my sister of like,
Good for you,
okay, well, give
Mama.
it to you, give it to yourself.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Mama.
Mama
Um,
Furia.
Mama Furia.
Mama
So
Dookie.
no, I want to
She's my
cap
bonus.
this part off, and then we'll get to the culmination of this because I started late, which is my fault as always. I want to cap it off by saying, and this is my honest, I'm giving you my opinion. This is Chad Levine's perspective on it. A good agent, to me, is as valuable as the highest level of professional, period. It's the same level as your accountant. It's the same level as your wealth manager. It's the same level
Or a
as your,
surgeon.
whatever it is. To undervalue that is the worst thing you could ever do because it is the largest asset. I'm not saying for everyone, there's a lot of wealthy people out there, but for middle mainstream America, it is the largest thing you push for. It is the largest thing. To not have someone there that you vetted, that you've asked for referrals for, that has the capability, that you have that trust, that has educated you, and just be like, okay, is crazy. It's crazy, Gianna.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. And if we can do nothing more from today's show, but to at least have somebody realize this, hire a good agent, stop putting a stupid number to it. They're worth every single penny. Pay them the money they're deserved, and they will get you in, and you will have a lifelong advisor.
The best thing I can say is to ask questions. Like I said, ask questions and weed through the surface level answers and like look for some real value. Like what's valuable, because what's valuable to everyone also, Chad, is different, right? So some people value that dollar amount, like an investor is going to value that dollar amount over all else. Some people value their time, right? Some people are like, well, I can't rush and get out of somewhere really quickly, like I need, I need this and that. Some people value just, it's all different things of like how they're going to be cared for, how they're going to be taken care of. Like if they have kids, like they might not be able to accommodate as many showings. Like it's different. It depends on each person. But I feel like
but I don't even mean, I'm talking bigger
value?
picture. I'm talking bigger picture. I mean, like
sellers. I know,
like,
but I'm saying make sure your agent aligns with those values. Like that you
That's
need,
true.
ask those questions so you can make sure like you're getting the proper care that you need.
I dig that. Yeah, I think that. That's a good point. That's a good point. You have to gel with your agent 100%. But I 100%. Guess my whole point in this is that now with this buyer agency agreement, it's the first time where legally you have to look at a buyer and say, hey, I can't sell you a home unless you sign this. And just so you understand, if in the event that
I've always had them signed.
You've always had
them signed.
But legally it's the first time.
Always have my buyers signed buyer's agent.
But it's legally the first time, right?
No, they just changed it a little bit. They just basically, so a lot of it is different. We were always required to have them in New Jersey.
Oh, really?
I was always required to have one made for compliance. So like I always made them sign it, but also it just protects yourself as an agent. But it also like, so this way your buyer and you have an agreement, just like you would with your listing, right? You have an agreement. What it is they want to get done, where they would like to go with it, what they can afford, what they can't. There's a lot of different questions and things on there, and it's not as bad as it seems. It's not.
No, really I guess my whole point. But my whole point in this is that the fact that anyone could consider not paying a buyer's agent is, I want to curse as loud as I can. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's where it gets rough. But as a buyer's agent, you have to find your own value and you just negotiate it. That's all. I've negotiated it.
I'm not saying that. Gianna, this is going to be no problem for you, right? This is going to be no problem for any agent that knows what they're doing and that have experience. You can convey your worth. You can convey your value. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that it's even in conversation that a professional who does a profession and provides a valuable service should be paid for that. It's insane.
Yeah, and again, that's a lot of that misinformation that gets spread around, and then people believe it and they see it and they're like, insane. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I'll get off the subject, but it's freaking insane.
I get it. It is.
I mean, you're not allowed to say it, but I am. I'm a licensed realtor. You're ridiculous, people. You're ridiculous. Like, you want them to find you a home and use all your money, but there's even a question not if they're going to get paid or how much they're going to get paid. And then the seller, get out of here, seller. Like, you're not going to sell the home for top dollar if you're not paying the realtors. You ding dong. Sorry. Okay, I'm off that. All right.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, pissing me off. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. It's great. It's awesome. You're just like, okay, take me off this one. All right. I'm going to cap the show off. You are an OG to the show. I'm hoping to have you back more. I'm going to do more of these. I keep saying it. G, give us a rundown. We'll bring you back in the next couple weeks, if not the next month or so. What do you expect? What do you anticipate? Give us your real estate goals for Q4 for all your clients and all that jazz.
Well, if this rate keeps dropping, it should be getting crazy out here again.
If rate keeps dropping, things going to be popping.
We need more inventory, though. We need sellers. We constantly need inventory. That is our issue right now.
Yeah. And tell the seller if they want to sell, you can find them another place.
Oh, always. Yeah. Always.
Because it's kind of ridiculous also when they're like, oh, yeah, I don't have anywhere to go and I'm going to have to spend the same money. You don't know what you're talking about.
But I also have a different set of skills where it doesn't matter what's on market. I can pull you something because I call and I work for it and like figure it out. So if there's nothing in that area that you want this specific neighborhood, I'm going to find something in that neighborhood and I'm going to connect it with us. So
you are.
Yeah. So like I try to make people understand that like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, you do. You are good at it. I will tell you, you're good at it.
Yeah.
And you're persistent. I like that.
Always. There's never something that can't be done. There's always a way to do something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can we end the show? You gave me like this amazing Italian accent yesterday of your grandmother.
No, I'm not doing that. It wasn't my grandma, it was my great grandma. She had an Italian accent.
So Nona was your great grandmom?
Yeah. Oh, that's what grandma in Italian is.
Well, you can't. So to all of the people out there that are looking to buy homes and that are trying to find every penny to do it, you can't pull the Nona out for me.
I don't know if I can just do it on a random.
Like just say like it's gonna be okay. Like
aspetta.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you for watching another edition of the Superstars Podcast. You can catch my friend Gianna at Gianna Sells Jersey. Pay attention to her TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. What else am I missing?
It's pretty much all of them.
It's pretty much it. She is a killer in the South Jersey arena, born and raised in South Philly, but calls South Jersey her home. She's as good as they get, guys. Thanks for watching another edition of the Superstars Podcast. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao. Thanks, Chad.
Bye.